brows, I actually did a little brow tutorial for you guys slash battle of the brows. I used some products that are like my holy grail brow products versus some stuff I just bought. So you'll have to either stay tuned for that video or maybe it was up before this one. I don't know. And I've also gone ahead and done some kind of color correcting in my face because it is angry. There's lots of red spots. Nobody wants to see that. I've already done a video on covering pimples. Mine right now are mostly just like covering spots from previous things. So you can definitely refer to that video if you'd like to see what that is all about. But let's go ahead and get into this tutorial, which I'm super excited about. I actually did a copper eye with like a blue lower lash line. Probably about 3-4 years ago. I'm not sure how long ago it was, but I was absolutely in love with it. It wasn't executed very well, but I've gotten a lot better over the years, so I wanted to try it again. I also wanted to add in a pop of blue liner, and I just found the most amazing one last night at Ulta, so that's what prompted me to do this look. I just did a copper look on my channel, but here we are again. We're doing copper. So I'm going to start out by priming my eyelids with a little bit of concealer. This is the Too Faced Born This Way concealer, and this is just to kind of leave a even base and block out any veins or anything like that that's on my lids. My brushes are dirty right now, a lot of them, so that's why you've seen me use my fingers for a lot of things. That way I don't have to wash all my brushes right now. I'm lazy. And for some extra staying power, I'm using the Too Faced Shadow Insurance Primer. To set that, I'm taking my Naked Basics palette and using the shade WOS, which is just a skin tone shade for me. And I've gone back and forth between what palettes I want to use, but I think I'm going to stick with the Morphe 350 palette. It's one of my absolute favorite palettes, and it is very affordable. I don't use it too much in tutorials because the shadows don't have names, so it's kind of hard to reference. But so for my transition shade, I'm going to go straight in with this kind of light peachy, I'm not sure what kind of color. It's kind of like Peach Smoothie by Makeup Geek, but a little bit darker. And just work this into the upper crease area. And to start working some vibrant orange into the crease, I'm taking this shade here on a MAC 217. And I am creating more of a circular shape for this look. Next, with a pointed blending brush, I'm taking this dark, kind of more burnt orange matte shade. And I'm concentrating this at the lowest part of my crease and mostly in the inner and outer corners to create more of like a halo eye. To pack on even more color, I'm taking this kind of rounded pencil brush, I guess you could say, and tapping this on the inner and outer corners. And I'm really working on getting this defined kind of halo. I'm going to lightly buff that out with my MAC 217 again with that vibrant orange shade. I take the tiniest bit of our transition shade again and just buff the very top of this. So I kind of went back and forth about what actual coppery shade I wanted to put on the inner corner. I did want to do something lighter, but how I always imagined this was a darker shade. So I'm going to start with like a darker copper, and I'm going to take this copper shade. It is sparkly and very metallic from the Morphe 350 palette. As usual, before I go in with metallic shadows, I always go in with my MAC Prep and Prime 24-Hour Extended Eye Base. So I'm going to put Just a thin layer and that kind of naked spot on the eye. And while that copper shade is on my brush, I'm going to spray some Urban Decay All Nighter and then apply it onto the lid. So now for the most exciting part, I'm going to add the blue liner to really high contrast this orange look on the eyes. Yesterday I stumbled across the Urban Decay Razor Sharp Eyeliner. It is a waterproof long wear eyeliner and I'm pretty excited about it. I cannot do wing liner on camera to save my life. I've got to have my elbow on a surface to do my eyeliner and I don't have that luxury right now. Okay, so I try my best to do everything on camera, but I just cannot do my wing liner without my elbows on the table, and my table is very short and it's way down there. It's down here. So it does dry more shiny, which I think is so cool, especially when it's like a more vibrant color like this. Black, I want my my liner to be matte, but colorful. It's really cool that it's shiny. So I do have a hair appointment. I do kind of have to hurry up and get everything done. So I'm going to try to do my face as quickly as possible. I'm going to be using my Makeup Forever Ultra HD Liquid Foundation. Tap that around my face. I'm just going to buff this in with my beauty sponge. This is the one from Real Techniques, and it is my favorite. And to make this even more full coverage, I'm going to add some of my Cover FX Custom Cover Drops in the shade N10, which I think might be the lightest shade, I'm not sure. And to conceal my under eyes and highlight my face, I'm going to take some of my Bye Bye Under Eye and also mix it with some of my Too Faced concealer. I feel like I'm starting to run out of everything on camera. I'm running out, so I'm going to take some of my Makeup Forever Ultra HD concealer. I'm just going to buff that in. I'm also going to throw my LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Medium Beige down the side of my nose. I'm going to go ahead and add in some of the Cover FX Custom Enhancer drops. This one is in the shade Moonlight. This shit is intense. Now I'm going to set those areas with my Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder, which is my favorite setting powder. But I do like to bake my forehead, just packing basically powder in the lines that happen when I make crazy faces. So I'm going to add some Coty Loose Face Powder in the shade Translucent. And now I'm going to lightly set the rest of my face with this Urban Decay Naked Skin Foundation Powder in the shade Fair. Dust off that excess powder. And this will just help your like contour, blush, and everything go on a lot smoother. To warm up my skin, as usual, I'm taking the Little Black Book of bronzers and I'm going to mix Milk Chocolate Soleil and Chocolate Soleil together. Run this just around the nose. I don't get too crazy with that. Don't forget to hit that jawline. And like I mentioned before, I have been liking going in with my highlight before blush. So for highlight, I'm going to mix Pearl from Becca Cosmetics with Champagne Pop. You know, the bad thing is I got these two palettes, but Pearl and Champagne Pop are right here beside each other. Really, Michelle? Get your life together. Go ahead and hit the nose pretty hard with the same combo. For the lip, I am going to spray my brush with some all-nighter just to make it more metallic. And for blush, I'm taking this palette from NARS, One Shocking Moment palette. This is a limited edition palette. I'm not sure if this shade is limited edition, but the shade is called Luster, and it's one of my favorite blushes. It's peachy, but it also has a little bit of like some pink vibes, so I love it. Just gonna pop that on these cheeks. It's right in between the blush and the highlight to blend everything in. And just how I like to go in with the final blend of my eyeshadows, I do the same with my face. So just kind of going back in with that bronzer brush just to make sure everything is nice and blended. And to clean all that up, as you guys probably know by now, I like to go in with my baked beard. This is the Coty Airspun Loose Face Powder again. I'm going to kind of let that sit and cook on my face, and I'm going to go pick out some lashes. I'll be back. So I was really undecided about what lashes to use. I know I've been using the Queen Bees from Coco like every single video, but I was just thinking, you know, I've used lashes that were not the Queen Bees and have regretted it, and I've never used the Queen Bees and regretted it, so I figured let's just put on the Queen Bees. Come on. Now I'm just going to dust off my big beard. For the lower lash line, I want to go in with our transition shade that we used on the top of our lid, just to run under the lower lash line. I think if I had the same color like blue liner to put in my waterline would be pretty amazing. I don't have one, and I am allergic to eyeliners in my waterline, so. And then to darken that up, I'm taking that vibrant orange from the Morphe palette, tighter to the lash line. Adding some of that burnt orange shade on the outer corner. And we're gonna buff that all out with a large fluffy brush. Going to highlight my inner corners with some Champagne Pop. So now before I add mascara, I'm going to go ahead and set my face. I'm going to try to get some of this MAC Fix Plus out of here because I just need it in my life. I'm going to go ahead and add some mascara to blend my fake lashes in with my real lashes. This is the L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara, which is pretty much my ride or die mascara. I'm going to pinch those together with my tweezers. So now I'm in a big rush. So I already added my lower lash mascara with the same mascara. And for lips, I'm using Jeffree Star's Celebrity Skin. To make it more nude, I'm adding MAC's Flesh Pot in the center. So this is the final look, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you recreate it, definitely tag me in your looks. I would love to see it. I'm absolutely in love with the color combo myself. I do have to run and go get my hair cut, my poor little hair. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I always appreciate it, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. Get a little chapstick. Moisturize these lips. God, my freaking ass hurts. Why are my hands so shaky? Look how shaky my hands are. So it does dry kind of shiny, which is super cool. So it does shine more. So it does dry more. What am I saying? And buff that in. I'm just gonna buff this in. I got dog hair in my mouth. Oh, really? I'm just gonna get concealer all in her hair because I'm kind of a concealer whore. I'm so sorry. Oh, so high maintenance. Gonna go ahead. I know when I go to the salon, she's gonna wash my hair before she cuts it. And just like I like I've used lashes that weren't I've used lashes that weren't the Queen Bees, and I've used lashes that weren't the Queen Bees before, and I was really regretful. No, what? So now before, let me fix the glass. Well, this is the final guide. Always feel free to leave me comment request. I will see you in the next one. Bye.